Now, speaking of the income tax, it has been tough to find out where one member of Congress who represents a district here in Washington state stands on the income tax. We're talking about District 3 Congresswoman Democrat Marie Gluesenkamp Perez. The Republican National Committee believes that that district is very much up for grabs and that Republicans could gain back that seat in the House. They believe that Senator John Braun, Republican of Centralia, current House minority lead, or excuse me, Senate minority lead, has the potential to regain that seat. He's been doing very well in recent polls. He, of course, is strongly opposed to Washington's new income tax. And they believe the fact that Marie Gluesenkamp Perez is unwilling to say publicly where she comes down on this makes her even more vulnerable. Here's part of my conversation with Senator John Braun.
Yeah, in spite of all her claims to be moderate, she has been pro-tax in every aspect of her voting in Washington, D.C. As recently as last year, she voted against the largest tax reduction in our country's history. She has been unapologetic for that. She talks a good game when she talks about affordability, but on the issues that really matter, the issues that cost individual taxpayers, individual voters more money in their daily lives, she's been absolutely wrong on the issues. And in this case, she doesn't want to say anything because she won't buck a very far left, very progressive Democratic Party.
So Senator Braun referenced Marie Gluesenkamp Perez sort of dodging questions and about the income tax. And I've reached out, I should say, to her campaign on multiple occasions, gone back and forth with her campaign contacts. Sometimes they say, "What's your deadline?" The next day I might get, "Have you run that story yet?" Or, "We're working hard to nail down a time she's available." This has gone on for weeks now. And so I'm going to go ahead today and publish my article without a response specifically from the sitting Congresswoman. But the RNC pointed me to some information. Basically, we know where she comes down on the income tax because she's an incumbent and has endorsed Washington's Democratic basically platform, their agenda priorities, and therefore endorsed taxes on the wealthy. Um, she was one of a select few who drafted the party's platform, which called for a fair and just tax system for all, and specifically to quote, tax the highest incomes. So an RNC spokesman emailed this to me. Marie Gluesenkamp Perez voted for an income tax and is now desperately trying to hide her pro-tax record. Gluesenkamp Perez is a total phony, a spoiled Portland rich kid whose entire persona is completely fabricated to hide her far left beliefs. And that was from an RNC spokesman. So again, I have reached out to her campaign and repeatedly given her opportunities to, talk to us about where she's at or even just talk to us about the campaign and the fact she's trailing right now in some of the recent polling. If they decide to give us some time and grant an interview, we, of course, will share that with you on a future episode of Washington in Focus Daily.